Good afternoon, everyone. Tom from Tom's Pedal Demos, and I got a little something for you today. One Control has sent me a solderless do-it-yourself kit. It is the LWP series Jubilee Red AIAB solder-free pedal kit from One Control. This is a distortion pedal. So I've never built a pedal, never claimed to be a pedal builder. So we're going to give it a shot, and since I don't have to do no soldering, maybe we'll come out all right. So comes in a little kit. Open up the main box, and there's two other boxes inside. We'll move this one out of the way. See what we got here. Okay, first one. This is the looks like the PCB board and all the controls and switches. And it does come with a set of feet, but you know I don't put feet on mine since I put Velcro on all my pedals because of my boards. But so you do know you do get a set of feet with it if you want them, and you can add them to it. Now this pedal, One Control, is a just a little bit above budget friendly, affordable, as I put it in my catalog. But if you buy it this way and build it yourself, it falls back into the affordable range. So it can be kind of cool. Plus you get to put it together. You might even want to repaint it. But the second package is the let's see, is the case right there, the Jubilee Red distortion pedal, and which in a black box I'd have thought it'd been in a red box, but hey, that's cool. Back plate, as you can see, good heavy duty metal. All their products are like this. Very nice, very well valued. We got a package with all our knobs. It looks like. Comes with wrenches. It looks like the only thing it doesn't come with is a screwdriver, so you will need to supply your own screwdriver, but it does come with 3 wrench sizes right there. Move this stuff out of the way. Kind of like a neat area when I'm working, but you can see that's not happening these days. And then this last package. Let's take all this stuff out. As you remember, I put one of these up and told you about these magnetic bowls. Makes it easier to keep up with all your stuff. And we will put it all in there. Right there. So all our washers, screws, bolts, right there. So there we go. There's everything that comes with it. I don't know if I can get all that into the picture. My wife is doing the best she can with the small space I have provided her with. But we will go from here. First thing we'll do, I guess, is open this up. Now, it doesn't come with instructions, but it is pretty self-explanatory. If anybody's ever opened a pedal, which I have done a lot of that. But there we go. There's your board with all your controls. Looks like it's pretty well put together. Very nice, very nice. Let's take a look at all these. I'm sure they wouldn't have sent it if they didn't mind us perusing through it, see how it's put together. Then what we will do is match it up. That's the power supply with the power supply hole. So put it all inside there, just like that. May have to move some stuff around a little bit to get it to line up, which it seems like I'm having to do. There we go. What's done? Guessing these go in. No. Oh, these go in the side. Okay. All right. Uh-oh. Tom's already having trouble. And this is why I don't build pedals, because I just don't have the patience. There we go. All right, very nice. All fits together rather nice right there. You put in your jacks. Now I could have got some tools out that would probably make these better than that, but I wanted to use the tools that they did send with it so that you can see how easily it could go together. Now I'm putting these on, and I haven't put no washers on them yet because I am not sure It's the only thing about when there's no instructions. Now, if you've built pedals before, you know how all this stuff goes, so it's a little bit easier. But since I have never done so, I am shooting from the hip and doing the best I can. But this is to show you that anybody can build a pedal. If you want to give it a try, start with one of these non-solderless already put together on the inside. Let you put your first one together, and then you can go from there on the rest of them. Ah, very nice. Everything seems to be fitting pretty good. No problems there. A lot of times you get a kit or something and half of what they send you doesn't fit or won't line up. But everything in here's lining up pretty good. Did put the washers on the knob trees. There we go. I should have one more. Oh, right there. There we go. So it does take a washer and a nut on each one. We have the LED light, which is this little piece of plastic right here. So you just push it in. Now that is a little bit difficult because you don't want to break any of it, but there we go. Ah, perfect. Perfecto. That's what it looks like so far. And then on this side, don't have to put nothing there. We put the big washer on the main switch. Perfect. And this goes over the top with your big washer. Now, like I said, it looks like the one thing you will need to have yourself when you go to put the back on is you will need to supply your own screwdriver, which is not a big deal. All right, so there are 2 washers left, which would go on the jacks. So see, even though it didn't have instructions, they're not that difficult when they're like this. Now, if you were going to have to solder and put the board together, you definitely need some instructions. And I hear some of them out there do not have instructions with them. So that would make it a little bit difficult. But I will say this. They give you the wrenches, but I don't really care for these wrenches. I'd rather use my own wrenches. Uh-oh, I got that way too tight. There we go. I also say this, if I should have looked at this before. If I'd have taken this apart, I didn't want to do this on the side and then put it together later. I wanted you to see how somebody that's never done one did it, but I should have taped up the sides, which I'm going to do now, because those little metal wrenches will scratch up your pedal. This may take a little longer than I expected, but hey, it's all good, right? So put a little bit of tape on the sides that you can peel off. Don't get your tape up underneath it though, because then when you go to peel it off, it's going to be stuck up underneath your part. There we go. I was trying to do that without scratching it up, and that was just taking too long. All right, put our washer on it. There's a lot washer, so there's actually one more washer that needs to go underneath the switch, which is actually nice. That means they've taken into consideration to make sure that you have everything you need to put it together right and well. All right, put back down really nice. That went down nice. Put a little bit of tightness on there. Now you don't want to over tighten because you can start to turn the inside. So just make it That's where you know it's a little more than hand tight. But with these, you're going to have to, right there. Now let's take this back off real quick. And take that one off. Well, nope, the lock washer should go on. Second. Lock washer on. Put the big nut back on there, just like that. Like this. I also tell you the other thing that they've done with this build is, yes, I shake a lot, sorry. My wife's trying to keep up with me as I move around. But, all right, we got that on, got those on. We are lined up on the hole on the back, so that's nice. Let's tighten these point tenometers. You guys know how to say it. The knobs up. Again, don't over tighten. You don't need to put the Incredible Hulk turn on them. Just make sure they're good and snug. There we go. Did it without tearing it all up. And put the back on it. Yeah, that picks up everything. If you don't have a magnetic bowl yet, like I said, we had talked about it once before. It is a must-have if you're going to be working on any of your own stuff at your table, whether it be pedals, guitars, whatever it may be. You need to have one. Now, the one thing I would go back and do later on is I would take a drill bit or something and clean one of these holes out to get the paint off of it. Again, something else that we talked about in the past. Anytime you have paint in the countersinks of your screws, you may be losing a little bit of your grounding. So if you take that paint out, only on one screw, you don't have to do it on all of them. And so you get a better ground on the back. But it's not a must. If it's not making noise, you don't have to worry too much about it. But if you are getting a little bit of noise and you're not sure where it's coming from, it could be from your ground. So just remove a little bit of paint from there. Again, these do not have to be over tightened. Tell you another thing about One Control products. Of all the ones they've sent me in that, they do have nice countersinks. Your screws always fit down in nicely. Never any extra room to be having to deal with or tearing at your materials or anything else. They fit down in there nice and snug. Always does a nice job. All right, let's get the knobs on it, and then we'll put it on the board and give it a quick test. See if I put it together correctly. Nice and snug. I like that. That's nice. All right, last one. And there we go, guys. We have put together the Jubilee Red AIAB Distortion pedal. Right there. Completely together. Now, you're going to see a whole bunch of my room. That I'm going to try not to hide from you as we walk over and put it on the board real quick. And make sure that I did it right. I'm also using the One Control Distro Mark II power supply. Now, I didn't put no Velcro on it yet, so it's going to slide around. And we are also using the One Control AB switch, which I just leave it hooked up nowadays and just plug straight into it to make it easy. But turn it off so we can hear what the guitar sounds like first. All right, let's all pray together. Hold on, of course, you know I got a tube amp, so I got to wait for it to warm up. Oh, well, I ain't gonna lie, and I'm not gonna edit that out. We're just gonna deal with it. But yeah, I forgot to hook the amp up. There we go. Let's try it again now. That's my amp. All right. Looks like I actually got it together with no problems. Very simple. Like I said, you save a ton of money if you want to build one yourself. I think they have 3 different pedals that they have put out as kits. This is the Distortion pedal, the Jubilee Red. And you got to give them a check out on their website. And I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. And I hope that you had fun. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. And you guys have a great day. I appreciate you being here.